Hello. Yeah, I'm not too bad today. Better than I was yesterday. I had my eye half closed, or three-quarter closed, and I thought I was going to have a black eye. And you remember the story I told about my toe? When my toe was opened up, and I went to Dusseldorf, and I get on the healing computer, and I mean, Nisham was there from New Zealand with me, and I had one session, and I didn't think about anything happening for my toe, but I did the session. I think it was the first session, had to be, and the next morning my toe was healed. It was actually closed, whereas before that it was open, and it was a problem getting into my shoe. The next day it didn't hurt, and it was closed. So to me that's sort of a miracle, because I've never had anything good like that happen to me before regarding anything medical. You know, I've been having some bumps and bruises along the way. Well, the eye was a bump and bruise too that I wasn't happy with, and even the bump on the head, which is over here, which is still here. But it's gone down quite a bit. It was up, it's gone down, and the eye, which was going to close overnight, it was going to be a problem. But I never had a black eye, so now it's going, you know something? I wanted a black eye. I really wanted a black eye for the first time to see what it looked like. And this is what I got out of it. No black eye. And my eye is still swollen a little bit, am I correct? Just a little. It's not much now. And it's not enough for me to cry, so you're not going to catch me crying anyway too much. But anyway, I'm okay. And I'm ready to go. I'm just about ready to go. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of all this shit. And we've been taking enough shit long enough. It's time to come at them. Finish it up. Help Donald Trump out along the way. And we're going to have one hell of a preface to this, because I can't tell you all this and all that over there in this year. All I can tell you is Kobayashi, a Japanese individual, was working with the Imperial Court of Japan, the emperor, is trying to purchase all the Japanese yen, all the US dollars, and whatever else he can purchase, euros and so on, and then gold, okay, using the Federal Reserve as his front. Now, you know, the Federal Reserve is probably not going to be in existence any longer, but they're going to get 30% of the transaction. If they get 30% of the transaction, along with other deals that are similar to this that are taking place right now, not only in Japan, but are taking place in South Korea, are taking place in Indonesia, are taking place in other Asian nations, they're going to be really strong financially and may even be able to take over the financial world. Okay? They're after all the assets, and they got their hands in them. Kobayashi is in there up to his neck, along with many of his buddies. You know, his buddies, what's his buddy's name? Okay. Oh, by the way, thank you, Mr. Ozawa, for providing my friend with all this information. Thank you very much. Minobi, Jung XX, Choi Kwang Hun from Korea. You know, it's going to be 700 containers of yen. The first yen, 700 containers. Then the dollars, euros, renminbis, and the last is gold. That's how it works. Kobayashi says there is no dragon family, and he's going to do what he wants, basically. And I like when he says that, because when we get a hold of him, and not me, but when they get a hold of him, they're going to take him and they're going to make mincemeat out of him. I've got all his address and everything, so he has nowhere to hide. And they're setting up an office in Seoul. This is what's going on now. The United States is in it up to their neck. Obama, Clinton, Bush, they're all tied in somewhere along the way. And this is it, folks. This is the financial battle, and it's going to end at this point in time, one way or the other. If people don't step up on our side, and I don't mean us, I could have had this handled a long time ago if I had the financing, or if I had my own financing. Because with my own financing, I do a lot better than I do with yours. Then I don't have to worry about a dime. I spend what I have to spend when I have to spend it. Anyway, So this is what's going on in the financial world, and I'm going to spell it out for you in the preface. I'm going to spell it out for you. You're going to see who's who, what's what. I mean, you're going to see that UBS is closing the door soon, that all their assets are heading down. Let me explain something. Everybody's going down to Antarctica. What for? What the hell for? Because somebody told you everything's happening there? There's nothing happening there. It's all happening in South America. You're going in the wrong direction. They're heading to South America. There's a lot of pallets with gold and a lot of bags and trunks with currencies all bagged up in UBS right now. There was a noise here. I wanted to see what it was. Right now, all bagged up, all traded up or palleted up, ready to go. South America. Most likely Paraguay. I don't know if it's Paraguay, but it should be Paraguay because Argentina might accept them somewhat, seeing that they've been friendly with the Bushes in the past. But you know, Bush, the Nazi that he is, and Clinton, what he is, and everything. They just might have that friendship, and it'll go from Argentina over to Paraguay, and they'll help out Argentina along the way with many of the stolen goods that they have, because they're all stolen. They don't own one. Neither does Kobayashi, who says the family doesn't exist. The Dragon family doesn't exist, he said. All this gold and all these currencies came into these bunkers because they owed somebody. Who did they own, Kobayashi? You're a fool. You're a fool, sir. I know you're representing the imperial court, and I know you're representing the emperor, but I'm telling you, you made the biggest mistake of your life trying to con those Korean elders into believing there is no family. How can there be no family? What did Shanghai Shek take? He took the family's assets when he left Beijing and he went over to Formosa. He left goods all along the way to pave his way to safety. You, sir, are one of the people that raped Nanking, probably your fathers and so on, and stole the gold and put the gold where it is through the Americans into the bunkers, or through Sukarno or someone. It's going to be very crazy the time that you're going to be facing now, because the numbers are going to be revealed in the preface. Your numbers are already revealed because the preface is first. Now you deal with it. Okay? You want to come, you want to play, now you've got to pay. Okay? You got to pay, and there's a big debt you're going to pay. As for your emperor, if it wasn't for your emperor, in 1921, the Act of 1921, there would never have been a World War II. Because World War I, at the end of it, no German signed that peace treaty. Okay? But the Treaty of Versailles was never signed by a German. But to continue on, in 1921, 3 years later, after the Treaty of Versailles in 1918, that's when the Emperor of Japan made a request to France, to Clemenceau, to Lloyd George in England, and to Warren Harding, President of the United States, to meet in England. And you did. And there was a plan at that point in time to create World War II. That's what happened. As for your Marshall Plan and everything, which paid for all the reparations or the restructure of the foundations that were built from the various nations after the First World War and in after the Second World War, actually, what happened there was it was the global accounts that paid for that. That's the Dragon family. Don't think for a second, sir, those things came from the Marshall Plan. The United States was broke after that war. They were broke, like everybody else. They were hoping to win the war, get the war over with, and get something somehow, some way. And they did get quite a bit, because I did learn that there was a Holocaust, not as many people as you claim, but there was, and many of those people's gold, their belongings, were sent to the United States by the Germans. What I'm trying to tell you is the Germans, the United States, and the English, and the French worked together, not so much the French. Okay? The English and the United States financed Germany during World War II. All the documentation is there. They can't avoid it. It's going to be coming out soon, and then they're going to crap their pants. Merkel, she's got to go. She's got to go. She's a lame duck. And she's also another Obama. She's no better than Obama. She's opening the doors for the migrants to come in so that the the migrants can take over. Actually, can take over Europe. That's what's taking place. They tried to do it in the United States. Obama is still trying to do it with executive orders. But you know something? It's not going to happen because Trump has already written his first executive order, which is everything Obama has written from the day he's walked into office. Executive is no good. Anything that's clear Congress, he'll look at. Because the Congress was Republican, and if they voted for it, then it had to be something worthwhile. Because Obama basically is a fool. Kobayashi is a fool, representing the emperor. You have to remember once before, the Japanese tried to steal the assets from Indonesia. They mobilized their military for that. They were going to come in and do that. Now it's the United States going to try to do that and take the things from Indonesia. But they can't do it because the Chinese have already made a marriage with the Indonesian military where the Chinese will come in, or actually the family itself will come in with using the Chinese military, which is them, and they'll come in and they'll take their assets back, which is what I warned everybody about from the beginning, that would happen. That's going to happen. And Jokowi knows this is going to happen right now, and I'm sorry because he's actually a real good man, and he's done his damnedest to do a nice job for them. What can I say? The report is going to be huge. It's going to be incredible. The numbers are going to be unbelievable. The Bush Khashoggi alliance for drugs, weapons, everything. All kinds of things involved. All kinds of documents were seen. They're all out there, all real. And it's going to be a hot day in the winter by the time we're done with this. But it's not really our job, although I always seem to get my nose in there somehow. This year, our own people don't know. We have to do that. You know, by the way, the Bush funds are all hidden in the banks in Azerbaijan. And they're not, most of it's not where you think it is. It's Azerbaijan. And the banks there are even packaging things and getting it ready to go. South America. I have some honey on my fingers. It's good. It's on the cup. So I'm licking my fingers. Finger licking good. Now, we've got the Healing computer. And the Healing computer is actually doing a fantastic job on everyone. Everyone that's got one. And the clinics are tough for you to get in. So you're asking me about clinics. There's one clinic in Zurich, and not Zurich, but in Switzerland, and there's 200 people in line every morning. How can anyone believe they can get in by requesting a seat? There's no request. There's no appointments made. If you want to take your shot and go there and get up 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning to beat the Swiss, because it's really put up for Swiss. And it's not a one-day thing. I mean, what happened to my eye, what happened to my toe, and my ear even, those were little things, apparently. I got streptococcus up here somewhere from the poisons. That's what Charlie has in Moscow, streptococcus. And I have to get rid of that. That's pretty much my last battle. And once I get that, I'm done, period. My feet are starting to clear up. I was on the machine so much that I had frequencies going on top of frequencies on top of frequencies, fighting with each other in there, trying to find who's first. And I didn't know I was actually doing that. I thought I was learning how to work the machine. But every time I did it, more frequencies went into my body. I was a frequency maniac. They don't want to face that, whatever that is. But after 3 days, when everything passed, every 3 days I felt good. We did the test again. Everything came out green, which is super, except for that little area up here. And it's heading to the brain, which is where it's supposed to head to hurt me. So we're going to stop that. That's the end. I'll be okay. But again, if I had to go to the clinic, it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen because even though I know everybody there, Heinz is pretty tough, and everybody would be in line. In line. So it's better off. It's really better to get your own if you can. If not, then wait for something to be set up in your neighborhood or in your someplace close to you when the time comes. There's going to probably be a clinic in Ireland, and there's probably going to be a clinic in England, in London, from what I understand. There's going to be more clinics. You see, it's starting in Europe because that's where it was invented in Europe. It was created here. Peter, Walter, Valdemar, they're all involved in this, and they all created these machines, which are phenomenal. Not just this one machine. We're going to have many machines, and but before you get to the clinics, there's going to be some more machines released for people who really need them. If they can get the funding, I guess they get them. I don't know how many they're going to release, but we've released, I don't know, a few, 10, 12, I guess. And everybody's happy. But it seems like everybody also wants confidentiality because they don't want people knocking down their doors because they have a healing computer. They don't want it to be known. And I can understand that. They're going to take care of their own family. They're going to take care of their own friends. They're going to take care of the ones in their immediate circle, it seems like. So far, that's what I see. But don't worry, we'll get a clinic up, and hopefully soon enough. But maybe not soon enough for everyone. Therefore, there's going to be some more machines in January. Well, they're already almost available. They'll be available the second day of January, third day of January. So you'll have access to them, whoever is in position to get one at this time. Can't give them to everybody. When the accounts open up, then we can use the funding from the accounts to purchase those machines and put them into clinics in many, it won't take long either, in many places. It should be good. It should be real good. But we need to get into that because you're talking about some other people's money. You're talking about the creators, the inventors of the machine, financing everything after creating it and spending their money creating it. They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Okay, they've done enough. They created this stuff. The price is low enough. It's $5 million for a life extension shot in Switzerland and in Hong Kong. That's keeping Bush, old man Bush. That's what's keeping Rockefeller going. Life extension, and it's $5 million a shot. And this machine here is just as good as that life extension, if not better. So the way I see it is, we're doing well. We're doing well. On the other hand, now, there's going to be some more machines. There's other machines coming out very soon that are going to be top-notch as well. And I won't tell you about them until I know more about them, but I know enough. I'll tell you one machine that is going to be coming out within probably the next 3 months is the free energy. We're going to have it. It's going to be a little machine that is going to be creating 30 kilowatts per hour for your home. It'll do your whole home, unless you've got a super big home. If that's the case, you can actually get more kilowatts or a little bigger device, and it's small. It's not big. It's nice looking. I'm going to put it in the preface so you can see it. And you're going to have free energy soon. It'll be again direct. I'll get it again directly so that you can get it. But until it's really released and the funding's there for it to manufacture it and so on, there'll be only individual purchases. We're doing all we can do just to get it out to you. You have to remember, you never had it. You never saw it, you never knew about it. You got it now, you saw it, and now you're going to be able to get it again. So you'll be able to get the free energy to us again. It's small, and there's nothing really to learn. You just turn it on and you leave it on, and what you don't use in relation to the energy itself, in regards to the grid, you sell back to the grid. So, I mean, you get your money back just by selling it back to the grid. So it costs nothing in the end. Matter of fact, you make money. This machine can also go up to 350 kilowatts easily enough too, for bigger projects. So, what I'm trying to tell you here is that we're in a battle over the assets. They're trying to steal them right now. This is what they've been doing while we've been entertaining the holidays. I've been watching it. I haven't really entertained them. I've been watching it. I've been on top of it. And I've heard so much, and I've seen so much, that now you're going to see some of it in the preface. So enjoy the preface. It's just, wow, it's just a crazy, crazy information. But it's all happening. And it's happening now. And they think that they're going to pull the rug out from under our feet again and steal the system again, when it took us so much to get our guys into place. Nigel Farage in England did a wonderful job over there with Donald Trump, did a masterful job in the United States. You can't ask for anything more. You put in the right people at the right time. And if Hillary had been in, Hillary took so much money from that Japanese imperial court. Hillary Clinton had her plane come in. She had her doctor on that plane. She was on that plane. And they gave her trillions of yen. She can't deny it. It's in writing. She can't deny it. You know, because the rest of it, the big stuff, was going through the Fed to purchase gold and yen and dollars in South Korea. And the United States, of course, is involved in trying to steal things with the Japanese in Indonesia. You must remember there, when they'd run in the World Economic Forum at the Shangri-La through Johannes Riyadi, okay, and his group, Lippo. And what that was all about was introducing the World Economic Forum to the major players in that region at the Shangri-La. And the World Economic Forum, they just so happened to be the people that worked together with Daniel Dabasco and the United Nations in stealing the assets that were stolen from me. Giancarlo Bruno is a big part of this again, and the other people as well inside there. And they got their foot in the door at that meeting. Nobody really knew who they were. I knew. I mentioned it. I let everybody know. Okay? Now, they're going to be trying to move that direction because they're being tossed out of our direction. They're getting their asses kicked right now. You know, they're doing everything they can. Obama is just writing one idiot thing after another to create problems for Donald Trump. Well, Donald Trump, with one swipe of the pen, just signed something that vetoed and deleted everything he's done for the last 8 years. Executive orders. You know, Barack Obama, you've been a fool from day one coming into our... Not really a fool. You've been intelligent enough to pull the wool over everybody's eyes. I knew different because I was in Indonesia. I heard all about you. I know too much about you from Indonesia. And the West didn't know that. Okay? And all the things that you did now wrong, they're going to come back and bite you. And you're going to get caught for treason. You're going to be tried for treason, and all your people will be tried for treason as well. I hope they're shaking in their boots, because I don't think Donald Trump will take prisoners. I don't think so. You didn't. You tried to create wars everywhere you turned. So, as for you, Mr. Putin, you did a great job. But understand something. You said you're going to clean up the you're going to beat the New World Order single-handedly. You have not beaten the New World Order single-handedly. Okay, we've been there for 7 years, working them, exposing them, knocking them down. We've created so much chaos within their camps that they haven't been able to complete the deals they want. Now, you can come help clean up, but you're not going to single-handedly do this, because we've been there. We've been shot at. We've been poisoned. We've seen it all, including the drones, the insect drones that flew in my window and bit me and put me to bed for 2 days. Poison, but they didn't have enough poison. But what I'm trying to say is you did a great job. Come and help clean up. We've got a lot of work to do still. Okay, you need to finish this up. But we need strength now. I don't have the money to do this. Otherwise, it would have been done. You do it. You do it. Trump can do it. Donald on the 20th or 21st. You've got to prevent all this from happening, because if they take the funds from the accounts and they steal everything, then we're going to be knee deep in shit again. And we don't want to be that. We've been there. We've stopped that. We're at the end, and we shouldn't allow them to do what they want at this time. Kobayashi, I want you to know, I believe the Yakuza, and I know the Yakuza is part of the Dragon family, even though they're Japanese. And I suggest that the Yakuza pay you a visit, because you'll be hurting them too. And you'll be hurting the triage as well. I suggest they also pay you a visit. You need to be taught that you can't do what you want. Okay? Other people own those assets. They're called the depositors. The people in South Korea, the elders, the people you're talking about in Japan, the elders, and the people in Indonesia, the elders, they're holders. They're not depositors. Okay? If you want to know, I have the Black Book. I have the Book of Conveyance. I have the Book of Maklamat. I have the Green Hilton. And I have others. I have others. So, I have the new codes as well for the Black Book. And I know about the group from the United States that's in China right now claiming that everybody should be sending their trunks and assets over to Hong Kong, so they can, after they get them assessed, so they can put them in their special storage, and then they can redeem them. Well, you know, I've talked to the family myself about that, and they don't know who you are. Just like they don't know who Kobayashi is, or anybody else. I mean, it's ridiculous. They're making an attempt at stealing, but the elders are in the dark. They don't know. They just don't know who's who. They're going to end up losing everything, getting nothing, and maybe even put in jail. And they're going to be, this is going to happen because the West wants to gain control again. It's not theirs. Don't give it to them. And I think you know, my friend, I think you're going to have to get the family back up and get some people out there to do the homework and find out who these players are. I'll be putting it in my preface. You can call me, as you know you can, and we can work from there. Okay? In the meantime, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. I have a Christmas tree. I put it up. I think one person told me it looked like a rocket. The only comment I liked, it looks like a rocket ready to go off, my Christmas tree. And let's go. She said this, look, Dusk. She said, woo, my tree goes up into the moon. Anyway, that's it for now. I got a lot of work to do on this preface. It's not going to be a short one. We're going to have to collaborate on this and put it together. It's a lot of information from A to Z, and other things that you're going to be shocked to hear, to see, to read, and there's be some pictures too. Okay, business cards too, of the people involved from Japan in the deals. And Ms. Ozawa, once again, thank you very much for coming forward. From what I understand, it was you that came forward in Japan, and it sounds like that's something that you would do. Thank you very much. So we're all set for New Year's. I wish you all a Happy New Year, and I'm going to get on my rocket in a minute and go to the moon. Okay? I think that's a good way to finish this up. I'm catching a cold, it seems, but I'll take something and maybe get on the machine. I have the machine, but it's not mine. But anyway, nevertheless, good night, Happy New Year, take care, and I think this is it. You wanted an end to this? This looks like the end, one way or the other. We're going to control the financial system. If we do, everything's opening, everything's finishing, or beginning, and then we'll finish everything up and create new things and new things and new things, and it'll be to our advantage. And Benjamin, this is your neighborhood over there, Japan. you're going to have the numbers on these passports of the business cards of these players, Kobayashi and so on. Get digging, my friend. You know, I told you before that I'll make you part of this. I'm going to have 2 other people digging in it as well. But you should be the person on top because you're there. You should take over this investigation. It's not even an investigation. We know what they're doing. It's up to you on that side to put an end to it, maybe. Okay? This is a big part and a big role to play at this point in time because it is the end game of the financial system that was. Okay? There will be a new one. You talk about water getting all the deserts green. Well, it won't get green until we get rid of them and we take the things that belong to the global accounts. And we get them out there to all the right people. Okay? Good night, everybody. That's it for me. I talked for a half hour non-stop, and that's nothing. I could go for days. I'm Irish. I'm Irish. The hell can I say? He's laughing.